We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It is 11 a.m. Mayor Brandon Scott joined first responders this morning for a 9/11 remembrance event, how they honored those who lost their lives on this day 22 years ago. The House Judiciary Committee is set to hear from state's attorneys and the Department of Juvenile Services how they're working to understand the juvenile crime crisis. And a rainy start to the morning, but it is expected to clear up. Meteorologist Amy Aronson will let you know when sunny skies return. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. We are taking you live to New York City for the Ground Zero ceremony in New York. The annual ceremony began at 8:30 this morning. It is expected to last through 1. Volunteers, as you're hearing, will read the names of all 2,977 people who died in the 2001 attacks. Let's listen in.
Ronald Keith Milstein.
Robert J. Minara.
William George Minara.
Louis Joseph Minarvino.
Thomas Mangione.
Wilbert Muriel.
Dominic M. Makovich.
Rajesh Arjan Mirpuri.
Joseph D. Mastuli.
Susan J. Mishkovich.
Paul Thomas Mitchell.
Richard P. Muccio.
Jeffrey Peter Meldinick.
Frank V. Mochia Sr.
Louis Joseph Modafini.
Well, here at home, Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott and first responders paid tribute to the lives lost on September 11th. Baltimore firefighters and police officers held a moment of silence at 8:46 this morning, marking the exact moment the first plane struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City.
May we never forget the souls of our fellow Marylanders and all of those whose lives were cut short on that day. May we never forget the bravery shown on that day. And may this day continue to inspire us to be the best versions of ourselves and even better with each day to come. Today, we remember, we honor, we stand united.
Friends or maybe family members that you would like to pay tribute to today, we want to see those pictures. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to foxbaltimore.com/chime-in.
So it's almost a revolving door. It's a game. I'm not saying we need to blow it up, but we definitely need to make some sort of changes.
The House Judiciary Committee is set to hear from state's attorneys and the Department of Juvenile Services in an effort to understand the juvenile crime crisis. Olivia Dance has more on what Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates is calling for in regards to the Juvenile Justice Reform Act and the Juvenile Interrogation Act.
Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates is pushing for policy change and is taking aim at the current juvenile justice laws. Now, on Wednesday, right here in Annapolis, Bates and other state's attorneys will have the chance to voice their concerns to lawmakers.
If we don't do something to hold these young people accountable, they will continue to run and almost have lawlessness in our cities. And we can't have that.
They know that, nothing's really going to happen to them if they keep their crime in a certain limit of types of crime.
They come in, we can't detain them, they're back in the community the next day.
Bates and state's attorneys from across Maryland are taking aim at the current laws they say are keeping them from ensuring young offenders face consequences. With the current laws, kids 13 and younger can't be charged with certain crimes like stealing cars. Police also can't question a suspect or witness without notifying parents and getting the green light from an attorney. Bates says not only does he believe the law hinders investigators, but he also believes it's unconstitutional. Bates says he's talked with House Speaker Adrian Jones, Senate President Bill Ferguson, and House Judiciary Chairman Luke Clippinger, who made the commitment to look at the laws. But of course, without specific commitments to change, it's unclear what could be decided. So far, this week's hearing is the only one that lawmakers have scheduled to talk about juvenile crime, meaning lawmakers will likely have to deal with these concerns in January when the General Assembly session begins. For now, reporting in Annapolis, I'm Olivia Dance Fox 45 News, midday.
11:05, here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, state's attorneys from across Maryland are calling for changes to the current juvenile justice laws. And now a Baltimore mother is at her wit's end with the Department of Juvenile Services. That mother, Tiffany, says her son was arrested for a robbery back in June and placed on home monitoring, though she didn't want to show her face on camera. She told Fox 45 that it didn't keep her son home or out of trouble.
He violated 3 times, but nobody in the system knew. I had to let his PO know. I called the probation parole office, asked them, can I pay them to put him on the box?
Well, Tiffany has filed countless emergency petitions with the Department of Juvenile Services to have her son committed, but says she was turned away. Trending number two, U.S. Attorney for the District of Maryland, Eric Barron, releases a new public service announcement regarding gun violence. If you watched the Ravens game yesterday, you may have seen it. Barron says he hopes that 60 seconds will change someone's mind when it comes to picking up a gun. He also says since his time in office and working with State's Attorney Ivan Bates in the Baltimore Police Department, he has seen a reduction in crime, but there's still a lot of work to do when it comes to gun violence. Trending number three, Michigan State has suspended head football coach Mel Tucker without pay. It comes less than 24 hours after USA Today reported on allegations that Tucker sexually harassed an activist and rape survivor who was working with the school regarding sexual assault education. According to university officials, an investigation into the allegations is underway. In the meantime, the team's secondary coach will take the reins. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news and weather anytime. Search WBFF in your app store. If your partner wanted to move out, would you break up with them? One woman says no. We want to hear what you think. That's coming up on Be More Lifestyle. And the Ravens with a massive win over the Houston Texans in their home opener, but it is not all good news. We're going to have the latest on J.K. Dobbins' season-ending injury. And if you're looking to get a new iPhone, you might also want to budget for a new charger. Why Apple is moving away from their iconic lightning cable.
After a rainy start to the day, things are looking drier now. Eventually, we'll see a little bit of clearing with some sun peeking through. Still warm and still a little muggy out there with highs ending up in the low to mid 80s. I'll let you know when this unsettled pattern comes to an end completely in just a couple of minutes on Fox 45 News Midday at 11.
Murphy.
Raymond E. Murphy.
And my cousins, firefighter Michael T. Carroll, FDNY Ladder 3, and my cousin, firefighter Peter J. Carroll, FDNY Squad 1. Rest easy, brothers. I have the watch.
And my father.
$11:09 now, and taking a look at your social stream, the hunt continues for the convicted killer who escaped from a Pennsylvania prison, and now police say he's changed his appearance. State police say Danilo Cavalcante, now sporting this, a clean-shaven look. He briefly stole a van. That 34-year-old last seen on camera Saturday night more than 20 miles away from where law enforcement officers were searching. Cavalcante fled from Chester County Prison August 31st. Here's reaction. Looks like another night of Danilo Cavalcante on the loose, terrorizing the poor people down in Chester County. Stay safe and stay indoors. Another person saying, serious question, where's Josh Shapiro? I figured he'd make several appearances in Chester County. They're talking about the governor of Pennsylvania there. For the Ravens, facing some bad news. Running back J.K. Dobbins is out for the season after tearing his Achilles during yesterday's home opener against the Texans. In the third quarter, Lamar Jackson threw to Dobbins, who was taken down just 2 yards from a touchdown. He was slow to get up, then he limped off the field. Head coach John Harbaugh later confirming that he had torn his Achilles, ending his season. Now, despite the loss of Dobbins, the Ravens took home a Game 1 win, taking down the Texans 25-9. Big loss there with Dobbins. Jason saying J.K. Dobbins is one of those athletes you can't help but feel heartbroken for. He has amazing talent, but he has the absolute worst luck. Julian says, I feel like the Ravens won't give up on him, not after all he has gone through. Well, Apple is expected to debut its iPhone 15 tomorrow. CNN reports the new version is likely to have a USB-C charging system for the first time. It may also have a new interactive home for alerts, notifications, and other controls instead of finding them through the notch at the top of the screen. The new phones are also expected to come in new colors like navy, new shades of gray, white, and silver. One person saying, I might get the iPhone 15 just so all my devices can have the USB-C charger. I would rather iPhone just completely remove the charger port and go all wireless before I'd want to share my iPhone charger with Android people. Donald Trump back on the campaign trail amid growing legal concerns. We'll let you know where he was this weekend.
Actually from a couple of days ago, but they're still monitoring it. If you look closely at the bay here, you can actually see that it's supposed to be calm and great for swimming, but lots of angry waves there as that major hurricane actually passes just north of there. And if we take a look at the latest track from the National Hurricane Center, you can see they do have this storm strengthening again eventually. So right now still Category 3 in strength, but it will continue to strengthen, and it stays right off the East Coast. So it gets awfully close to us. I think main impact for us here in Maryland will be some rough surf and some rip currents at the beaches. There is a chance it could brush right by New England, so we'll keep a watchful eye on that by the weekend. Now the tropics are heating up. Peaks September 10th, so that was actually yesterday. We're right at the peak now. If you take a look at this bar graph here, you'll notice not only do named storms increase as we approach early September, so do hurricanes. And right on cue, lots of activity in the tropics. We've already checked off a lot of names. We're actually moving on to the second half of the list here now. And we are currently watching a couple of areas of concern out in the Atlantic. Here's a look at what we're tracking. Orange would be medium chance for development. Yellow would be a low chance for development. So a couple of areas to keep an eye on in the weeks ahead. Now closer to home, we're saying goodbye to this pesky front that sent us showers and storms throughout the weekend. That's getting out of here. If you look in the distance here, you'll see another front inching its way in. That's going to send us our chance for some showers and some storms over the next couple of days. Today's rain chance looks kind of minimal. Spot shower, stray storm, that's it this evening. Here comes that cold front. That's going to send us a better chance for some scattered showers later Tuesday. So tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, that's when that front, an area of low pressure develops and pushes through. Some showers will linger through Wednesday morning with with the passage of that front, and then we're in for a treat. So much drier air comes in behind it. So here's a look at what's happening right now. As you can see, rain clearing out, and we should be drying out as we head through the rest of the day. Quick look ahead at your full 10-day forecast shows we are keeping some storm chances in through Wednesday, but after that, we are in good shape all the way through the end of the week, heading into the weekend. Little taste of fall there with temperatures in the 70s and then low 80s this weekend. Back to you.
All right, Amy, thank you. 11:18, and now to today's talking point. Pumpkin spice fans may have a new place to relax. Ugh, look at that. That doesn't look good. While enjoying their favorite fall flavor, Spa Seekers, the UK booking agency, is pitching a potential spa which could include a pumpkin spice latte hot tub and a pumpkin pie massage. The company also has plans for treatments featuring pumpkin spice ingredients, which it says helps protect the skin from damage and helps stimulate blood cells. The agency is taking applications from interested fans on spaseekers.com. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle. Are you interested in this? Are you submitting an application?
That looked kind of gross.
It did.
Yeah,
It stings in all the places. Who wants pumpkin there?
These marketing people, right. These marketing people have gone crazy because you're right. There's certain places that pumpkin spice does not need to go.
Yeah, I don't know about a hot tub. I mean, I
and
don't
even
know.
afterwards, like, you know, that's not something that's hot. Like somebody's like, hey, is that you? Smelling like pumpkin and spice? Smelling like a donut?
Right. Why would you want that either? I mean, I know there are a lot of pumpkin spice fanatics, and that's not my jam. But if you want that, that's good as a drink. But too many other things, we have definitely gone overboard.
Let me ask you this, Patrice, because I was thinking, I was a guy, even as a kid, I've always enjoyed that cinnamon spice, right? I've always liked that cinnamon spice thing, right?
Okay.
So then the pumpkin spice became this phenomenon.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? As a kid, I like spice cake, I like spice cookies, I like blah, blah, blah. So you know what I mean? The pumpkin, is the pumpkin the star, or is the spice the star?
So I think I just don't like it in a drink. A pumpkin bread is good, and with the spices, I don't know. It's just it's the liquid version of all of that that's wrong.
Okay,
Whether it's in a hot tub or in my cup.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, Mark.
All right.
Thank you. All right, well, the Masked Singer special episode leaving the audience stunned. Up next, find out which rockin' celebrity they unmasked. And if you're feeling hungry, one sandwich stop is taking fast food to a whole new height, where you're going to be able to spot the Subway blimp. And tonight on Fox 45 at 8, we'll have Beat Shazam. At 9 o'clock, it's MasterChef. And at 10 o'clock, we'll be back with Fox 45 News at 10 and 11. Fox 45 News Late Edition. 11:21 now on Fox 45 News Midday.
Adrian Pelletier,
Anthony G. Peluso,
Angel R. Pena,
Robert Penninger,
Richard Al Penny,
and for my brother, Michael H. Seaman, and Julia's father, Jeffrey Coombs. Mike, you are with us through spirit throughout our lives, especially during the weddings of your children, Michaela DePat, Mary DePaul, and both you and Jeff were with us in spirit at the wedding of Eddie to Julia.
11:25. Don't miss this. The Masked Singer kicked off its 10th season with a special episode last night, and they unmasked the first celebrity of the season. So this is your spoiler alert. If you haven't watched last night's episode, turn away for a minute. SpaceX Starship can resume test flights again, but not before meeting a federal agency's demands. The Federal Aviation Administration says SpaceX must complete 63 corrections to its Starship launch vehicle and system before making another attempt to lift off the Super Heavy rocket. The spacecraft exploded minutes after lift, launching on April 20th. Now it's time for your lunch break, and maybe you'll enjoy a nice sandwich for it. Subway's floating restaurant is heading to Atlanta. Subway in the Sky was in Kansas City this past week. The blimp, wrapped to look like one of Subway's deli heroes, the Beast. It can accommodate about 40 people a day, 6 at a time, who'll be able to eat Subway's 4 deli heroes as they are flying 1,000 feet from the ground. After its Atlanta stop, it then heads to Orlando and Miami. Well, that's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyles up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
Now, Patrice, if you're looking for a simple meal to cook up this week, we've got the answer with the twist coming up on Be More Lifestyle. We'll let you know how to make bourbon chicken. Stick around.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
And what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with Preacher the Teacher. Good morning, everybody. How we doing?
Good morning, fam.
Good.
What's up?
All right, let me tell you right now. A woman's post about her new living situation is going viral on social media. 26-year-old Mia, whatever her name is, has been dating her boyfriend for more than 3 years and they're currently living together. But she revealed in a now viral TikTok that her 24-year-old boyfriend will now be moving out, but insists they're not breaking up. She says the situation is only temporary, and she looks forward to moving in with him again, especially if they get married. So, you know, the people are going wild, like, oh, y'all broke up, it's over. But I don't know. I think it's a good idea. Lady T, what do you think?
He's moving in with his brother, and I need him to grow up. Because
Oh,
why
wow.
are you, no, because if you move in, we move in, boo, okay? Or else we're not together. So I don't agree with this. I don't understand what he's doing.
No, wait a minute. No, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's moving out with, he's moving out from her
right?
to move in with his brother without her.
Okay.
He's not taking her.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
want-
okay. You don't not take the woman you're with.
But you're not married anyway.
You're not married. You're not married. But if we're together, if we're building a life together, you better get your life
We
together.
ain't married. You ain't building a life
Because-
together. You living together.
But you're going to live with your brother? Like,
Living
that's
together ain't building a
insane.
life together. But
You
I'm
better
old
go-
school. Now, preacher to teacher, your thoughts.
I don't know.
Shaq and I come from old school. My grandmother said, "You ain't married yet. You don't supposed to be in the house with her."
See, Lady T, we the old school. But yeah, because the thing is, I don't think that it's so. Like you said, you're right. I think it is. I think you're right. It might be an age thing because
And they've been
to me,
there in
when
their early
when you're
20s.
living together, it don't mean nothing. People be building up. You living together, anything
But
can
they
go.
were together like 3 years. Sis, you waited this long.
Yeah,
and then
because-
he's like, oh, let me go live with my brother. I just feel some type of way about
Okay,
that.
well,
Like,
we want you to tell it. If your
yeah.
partner wanted to move out, would you break up and break up with them? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see.
And be sure
what
to click
everything-
yes a lot of times.
Oh, wow. Lady T is on this now. Kick your bad habits and create good habits. You can do this by identifying your triggers or the reasons you have the habit in the first place. You should also try to keep the habit out of reach, and to create lasting good habits, you want to make them easier and more attainable and trying to get positive associations with the new habits. Now, that's a great piece of advice. I will say this. I did a juice fast one time, and I learned out my triggers when it comes to eating. I'm not a foodie.
Right.
I'm not a foodie. I'm this person. Chicken wings.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like if I see a commercial,
Okay, I got
or
you.
if I'm in a situation,
Yeah.
like
Are
I'll
you
be
an
like,
emotional eater?
like right now we got food sitting over there. I'm not
Yeah,
hungry,
I
but
can smell it,
Right,
and
I'll be
I
like,
want
let me
it.
eat this chicken wing real quick. So what's your triggers?
I'm an emotional eater, so like
Oh,
I'll just like,
dang.
well, depending on the emotion, if I'm happy, I'm gonna eat it. If I'm sad, I'm gonna eat. If it's
Yeah, me too.
you know, you
That's-
can't.
that's
like,
true.
I mean, you can't get rid of
Preacher
it.
to teacher, what's your trigger?
I love food, man. Listen,
Oh, you
my
love-
wi-
so you're
my
a
wife
foodie
would
guy.
tell you,
Yes.
listen, food is the key to my heart
Okay, well, that's your happiness.
all day long.
Is this for all habits or just like
It's
food
the
habits?
identifying the trigger.
Oh,
Right, the
okay.
trigger. Like you said, some people when they go out, they got to have a cigarette or they got to drink or have sex. You know what I mean?
Okay, wait a minute now.
Speaking of-
Hey.
some people when they get flued out,
That's
that's
wait a
the
minute,
trigger.
don't point at me. No,
Lady
I
T,
have
when
a
they get
habit of,
flued out,
no,
that
I
could
have
be
a
that-
habit of when I put my hand out, a drink always appears in that hand.
you're
I
out?
don't know.
'Cause they
And
don't
it's
have
always
it.
a pina colada with whipped cream
I need
and
to hang
cherry
out
on
with you
top.
more.
I can't
Some
help
people
it.
get triggered at church.
Wait a minute.
Some
they
people get triggered at church.
At church.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, this opens up
Tithing.
to a lot of other things.
You know,
see?
crying.
Mm.
Okay, so.
All right, you got too personal. Move
All right,
on.
are you looking? I know. Are you
Move on.
looking for a simple meal to cook up this weekend? Yahoo has the answers with their most saved recipes of 2023. Bourbon chicken. That's kind of shocking. I've never
That's
cared
kinda
about bourbon
mid,
chicken.
kind of basic.
It's a dish originally created in a Chinese restaurant on Bourbon
Okay.
Street in New Orleans, and you can make it with just 7 ingredients in one pan. I like bourbon chicken, but that's not something that I ever saved.
Yeah.
What about you?
Nobody.
Preacher,
It's popular in Baltimore. I mean, I know
Oh,
when I go
bourbon
to the
chicken?
mall,
Really?
bourbon chicken is sold everywhere.
No,
that is true.
General
You mean
Tso's.
the little thing?
You thinking General Tso's
Oh, you mean
chicken.
the little samples? The
He's
sample
talking about the
bourbon
samples.
chicken?
I was like, he's not talking
Wait
about.
a minute, the sample
That's not bourbon chicken.
The sample bourbon chicken
That's General
makes
Tso's
you be
chicken,
like,
sir.
this is delicious,
Yeah.
but what is
It's
it?
chicken
But what is it? Specifically.
It is. Here you go.
Did it-
Sample.
Did it walk in here? What happened?
Is this chicken?
It's
I don't know, but it's
Is it
delicious.
chicken,
Yeah, let me get
but
that
good?
and I'll go ahead and have it.
But is that really bourbon chicken?
Right,
I
does
mean,
this seem like, I don't know.
I don't
Well, I
know
need to
about
learn
that. Teriyaki chicken. I can get with that. I can get with teriyaki
Yeah, well,
chicken.
that's that right.
I can get with that barbecue honey barbecue.
As a matter of fact, you're right. Bourbon chicken, I don't ever see it except at the mall. But
Yes, it's only
wait a minute.
only there.
Wait a minute. Okay, fine. All right, preacher to teacher, we're going to see you later. Lady T, we may or may not see you. I don't know. Still ahead, morning waves and smiles. We show you the charming tradition among some of the friendliest neighbors you'll ever meet. But first, make sure the air you and your family breathes is clean. Coming up, the air purifier you can use in your whole house. Stay around. We got a hot show. It's a hot show.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Are you sensitive to dust, pet dander, or other impurities in the air? Genevieve Gorder has a solution to clear the air around you that works just about anywhere. See what she has found in today's local steals and deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
The space we live in is so important to all of us, and that really starts with the base of a healthy, clean home, including the air that we breathe. And there are so many pollutants that can affect the air inside of our homes, from our pets, dust, allergens. What's the solution? Here's one. This is the Clean Light Air. It's super compact, easy to use. It even fits in the cup holder of your car. It's an air filter that can remove up to 99.9% of particles you don't want in your house, like smoke, odors, pet dander, air pollution. And this thing is small, but really mighty. It can purify up to 161 square feet at a time. So think about it in your office, your kid's dorm room, for a small bedroom. So many people love using these in the kitchen while they're cooking. Even if you've never thought about the air quality in your space before, you will absolutely feel the difference right away with this product. Place them anywhere your pet hangs out, or when you're going somewhere running errands, put it in your car. It's super quiet. It's super easy to use. And another thing I love, you can charge your devices at the same time. There's a USB port. Add your favorite essential oil to the sponge inside so the air will not only be clean, it will smell great. And today we're offering a 2-for-1. Both of these for the price of less than you normally pay for just one. Take advantage of this deal. Go to asadeals.com.
It's a simple act with a big impact. As Eric Johnson shows us, this group of men is working a big difference in their community.
It's a summer morning in the city of Bothell. People are hustling to get to work. The sun is up, the roses are in bloom. On a nice street in a nice neighborhood, there is a nice sign. Tom Gaines walks out with a purpose and sets up a chair in his driveway, and then another. He lays out a box of birdseed for some friends. Then he sits down, takes coffee in hand.
Well, I'm ready to do the 101st Street Wave, or whatever it's called.
Before long, Jim Bunny comes ambling over from next door.
Makes me feel great. Makes me feel like I belong here.
Jim sits down, and for a time they sit and admire life.
Isn't this gorgeous? Look at the sun coming through the trees. It's fantastic. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for another beautiful day to be alive and have so many good friends.
Birds show up for breakfast. Tom's wife, Chris, pulls up a chair.
I think he's the happiest and most relaxed I've ever seen him since we moved here. And he started doing that.
Everything is right. And once they're all together and set up, here's what they do. Are you ready? They just wave. They wave at cars, every single one. They wave at cyclists.
Good morning.
And people walking by.
Good morning, Phil.
They wave and they smile at everyone.
Hey, happy Friday. You got that coffee?
And that's it.
How's your day going, Stuart?
That's all it is.
Hey, Sarah. How are you doing?
Tom was a software guy. He retired in 2005. Chris was a teacher. She quit working 4 years before that. They moved to the neighborhood 5 years ago, and one morning Tom was in the driveway and some kids were on their way to school.
There were kids going by, and some of them waved at me. And so I waved back, and I believe they initiated it.
It happened the next day too, and he found that he looked forward to those simplest of gestures. He started waving. It became a ritual.
More kids kept coming by, and we were waving at anybody and everybody. The police officers, bus drivers, we'd wave at anybody and everybody walking by, and neighbors walking by, walking their dog. Good morning. There's so much things wrong in the world that if we can add a little brightness to our part of the world, that's important.
And that's all it is. Just some people reaching out to the world from their driveway. As if to say, don't forget to enjoy life. As if to say, we're all in this together and it's going to be okay. Here's what they do every morning. Are you ready? They just wave.
A Baltimore artist who's found success in music, fashion, and giving back. Preacher the Teacher joins us live to discuss how he's helping the community. In September is National Suicide Prevention Month. We'll hear from an expert about how you can support your loved ones through difficult times. Stick around.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Our next guest is an executive in the entertainment industry who makes time to give back. Welcome Preacher the Teacher, CEO of 1924 Music Group and clothing line Calare Bianca, Vice President Malcolm Allen, and head videographer Fresh Money Media. In the building, Fresh Money Media. You got to do that when you say that name. It can't just be low key. Okay, so Preacher the Teacher, what is We in the City Give Back? Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, We in the City Give Back. You say it.
We in the City Give Back.
We in the City Give Back.
That's
okay,
right.
Go ahead.
So Malcolm actually came up with the name. We as a company wanted to be able to do something for our community, doing the fact that we feel like we've been blessed to have some mild success in the industry. It's still building, so we're now taking the chance to give what we've given and help build our community up.
I love it. And by the way, congratulations, you just dropped, Pleasure P just dropped the new single that you wrote.
That is correct.
Give him a nice round. Studio audience, give us a nice round of audience, studio audience. Okay. What is the meaning of the clothing line Calare Bianco, and where did that idea come from?
All right, so there's different ways to spell it or sound it out. Calare Bianca. My brother, actually, the other CEO, younger brother, me and him built this company together. He came up with it being part Italian, wanted to start a clothing line that meant something important, you know, like it actually means white collared. So I think white collar is a mental state, not what society says.
I love it. Look at you, deep. Music, art, entertainment, you guys are doing it all. I mentioned the Pleasure P situation. You have experience with writing with national artists, local artists. Talk to us about that.
It's been blessed. It's been a journey. I think that, everything that I've come through, even seeing you through the years, growing, I'm still, even though they say I'm old, I'm young, just still learning. I got a beautiful family, wife support system. My brother's my partner, Malcolm, Waleed, including Fresh, the team, and the whole crew of 1924. sponsors like Duke, K-Sal on the Move, Be More Uncut, Risk and Rewards. All these people have come together to make this possible for us, not only to build our community and help others be successful, but also to give back to those that are less fortunate than we are.
Guys, talk to us about the power of working together. I mean, a lot of times you guys individually are super talented. What made you make the decision that let's do this together and grow our company?
I mean, it's just something we just got to do. Like, we're all like brothers. So, you know, I kind of walked into it. I was in a situation for a long time. I don't need to go into it, but like, so when I came home, they kind of gave me a platform. So I just went with it and run, and I wouldn't know nothing about nothing if it wasn't for him, for real.
I love it. I love it. It
And
was
his
like,
brother.
Malcolm's home. What do we do? Preacher's like, I got him. I got him. So, guys, how can people follow you as we wrap up?
Oh,
Fresh Money Media.
Fresh Money _media. You can follow me on Instagram. That's where I mostly be at.
1924 Music Group, anything. If you type in and Malcolm _ just type in Malcolm 1924 and you pop me up.
Preacher _DA, the teacher. So, you know, come follow us, be a part. If you want to sponsor, hit Malcolm or 1924 Music Group, LOC@gmail.com. And we can use any donations that you guys have.
Preacher
Shout
the
out to my
teacher.
wife.
There we go. Don't forget the queen, okay? Okay, let's check. Speaking of the queen, let's check Amy, our weather queen. What's going on, Amy?
We started off kind of cloudy here with rain today, but in other parts of the country, they had a beautiful sunrise for September 11th. As you can see, a really meaningful sunrise here. If we head to the beaches, I believe this is in North Carolina. Never forget, in that heart there, and you can see a beautiful sunrise in the distance. Here's another look in New York City. As you can see, the fog this morning was dominating for the 22nd anniversary of 9/11 attacks in New York City. So that was what they were waking up to this morning. Now, closer to home, we're also starting off with some cloudy skies. Overcast conditions continue as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures are still warming from the 70s to the 80s. We are still looking at a kind of unsettled start to the work week. We're not done with the rain just yet. Showers will continue and wrap up by Wednesday. After that, it's drier and it's cooler for the second half of the week. So here's weather maker number 1. That is moving past us. That sent us that rain earlier today. Weather maker number 2, way up here in the Midwest. That's what's going to track our direction tomorrow and send us that next chance for some showers and even a couple of storms. Today, rain chances look minimal. I think a spot shower at most this evening, but that's really it. Here comes that next cold front. This one means business. It's going to push in from the west here, send us some scattered showers, even a couple of storms as we head through later Tuesday into early Wednesday. So kind of soggy to start off your Wednesday, but once that clears us, drier air filters in, and we're in better shape for the second half of the week. The first half, you're going to want to keep the umbrella on standby. I think at most a spot shower today. Better chance for some showers later tomorrow into early Wednesday. Temperatures will be in the 80s for the first half of the week. But after that, check this out. We get a little taste of fall by week's end. The 70s are back Thursday and Friday, plus some refreshing nights with temperatures in the 50s. Weekend looks decent too. Lots of sunshine with highs in the very seasonable low 80s. And it looks like the low 80s will stick around through much of next week too. Back to you.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Total Healthcare.
September is National Suicide Prevention Month. Here to raise awareness and share resources for struggling individuals is Cordell Drummond of Total Healthcare. Cordell, how are you?
Yes, I'm doing great. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good seeing you, man. As we know, it's always the time to raise awareness and strengthen dialogue around suicide prevention. But what are the key things to note during this time?
I think the key things to note during this time is that suicide is preventable and it can affect anybody regardless of their race, skin color, age, geographic, economic, or social status, and that it has a lasting and harmful effect not only on the individual but their families and their communities.
Are there warning signs or risk factors we should know about?
Yes, it's very concerning right now. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among young people between ages 10 and 25, and also in our Black and Brown communities is growing at a exceedingly scary pace right now. So one warning signs, big one is displaying severe and overwhelming emotional pain or distress that you'll see if our young ones are withdrawing from things that they enjoy, social connections, or normal hobbies that they may be doing on the outsides.
What resources can people rely on for either themselves or for loved ones?
Yes, of course, they can call Total Healthcare at 410-383-8300. And then mental health extension is 20522. And then they can also call the suicide hotline at 988, or if it's something that needs immediate attention, please call 911.
Cordell, thanks for this great information. I appreciate you, okay?
No problem. Thank you.
All right, friend, take care. Now, if your partner wanted to say goodbye to a shared apartment, would you be saying goodbye to the relationship? Well, hear what you have to say coming up next. So a woman's going viral on social media for saying her boyfriend is moving out, but they're not breaking up. Some commentators say it's a breakup waiting to happen, but she insists it's just a new phase of their lives. I say, yeah, I think people sometimes move out during their stay together. I don't necessarily think it's a breakup, but that's just my old school opinion. Of course, we wanted you to tell it. If your partner wanted to move out, would you break up with them? The majority are saying it depends. Oh, y'all with me? Okay, good. Great show lined up for tomorrow. If you're looking to beat the heat, we've got just the right thing. We'll have tips and tricks to stay cool without burning your energy bill.
Find out how to have your business featured on Be More Lifestyle. Email us at BeMoreLifestyleTV@foxbaltimore.com.
That's right. Take that advice. If you're a business and want to be on the show, if you have a great organization you want to be on the show, all you have to do is email us and make it happen because, of course, it's a great show. All right. Thank you, as always, for inviting us into your home. Make sure you follow Be More Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, all our social media platforms. And again, stay out of the heat, stay cool, and we'll see you tomorrow.